microdose, yeah. Microdose, 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 dose. Microdose, microdose, dose. Microdose, microdose, dose.
What's good, y'all? Kush here, coming to you with the newest edition of the Microdose NBA post-game edition. Guys, as this drops, I'm most likely getting my ass kicked working game 2 at the Chase Center. Hopefully we are ahead of the series. Hopefully we dominate further tonight. But I got a special guest all the way from the Overlook Theatre, Terrell Trotty. How you doing, man? What's good?
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Not too bad.
Right on, man. You're here tonight to plug your YouTube video series, Bluray Tuesday with Terrell. It's available on the Overlook Theatres YouTube channel. And folks that want to reach out to you can find you on Twitter at Terrell826 or the IG at Terrell88.
Oh, nice.
I think
you got that right. Like, I mean, I should change my Twitter if you could do that, but I like to keep everything the same. And I realized my Twitter is different, so it's kind of cool. You had that ready.
Yeah, man. You know, it takes 5 minutes of work. You know, and guess what? The information for your IG is in your Twitter. It's it's not that hard, kids. It's not that hard. Dude, I think we're in a really interesting time right now where your show is about physical media, Bluray Tuesday with Terrell. And like Blu-ray is still new to me. Blu-ray is newer to me than video streaming is. Like, I got a PlayStation 4 one year just because I was like, well, I don't play many video games anymore, but I also don't have a Blu-ray player. So, hey, two birds.
2 in 1.
Yeah,
exactly. For sure. Sorry, for the longest, I get what you're saying, because for the longest, like, when Blu-ray first came out, I first started collecting like in 2008, I think. I think my first Blu-ray I ever bought was Friday the 13th, the remake, and a Disney movie. I remember I got them on the same day. Anyways, I didn't have a Blu-ray player, but I had a PS3 for that purpose. And so I was like kind of like my Blu-ray player for the longest until I physically got one around the time I got the PS4. So I've been collecting Blu-rays ever since, and before that I collected DVDs. So I've always been some type of collector of physical film for as long as I can remember.
I've been a big fan of collecting films as well. Like, I used to have a huge collection of VHS tapes. I was able to sell most of those to, if not on eBay, through Amoeba Music, and then had a nice collection of DVDs. But again, same story where I'm trying to get rid of them. Blu-rays, like so big, man. There's a huge stack here that like my cousin gave me. It's like, just do what you will. Wow. I'm all digital now, and I'm like, oh, okay, but. My space is finite. I don't even have room for that stack. And that's not even the entire stack. That was like just a quarter of the stack that I could grab safely right there off the side of the laptop here. More people are leaning into streaming. Like, do you think physical media is getting ready to die soon? It's definitely on the decline, but do you think it'll ever go away?
I would hope not. So for me, I like physical media, especially for the purpose of, I don't know, owning it. Like, there's certain editions that's like kind of cool, like have it in your hand for me. Like some have like cool steel books. The slip covers are super cool. They always have like different featurettes or bonus features, which is cool. If you're like super into a movie, it's kind of cool to like look more into it. And a lot of the streaming services don't have that. And I will say if you have like your internet or your power goes out or something, or your modem's broke, you can't stream those shows. So you're gonna be in there looking like, okay, what am I gonna watch? So if anything like that happens, or recently I tried to freaking watch this fucking Firestarter that dropped last week, the remake, awful. I streamed it on Peacock, and at the beginning I was having troubles like streaming it because it kept freezing. And if I had that on Blu-ray, I wouldn't have that issue. But so physical media, I could see how easy it is to just like have everything digital because it's just like all there on the cloud and or on a streaming service. But I will say some of those movies that you might be looking for, like on Netflix, Hulu, or whatever, sometimes they take those off. Shows as well, and they'll like keep them in limbo somewhere. But if you like own them, you could watch them, anytime you wanted. I
was saying this a couple weeks ago, I forget with who, but like, when when Netflix started their digital service, like, one night I went on to Netflix to watch a movie, but then like I couldn't find anything. So the 2 hours I wanted to spend watching the movie, I spent picking out movies. I'm like, oh, I'm going to own this now, and I'm going to own this now, and I'm going to own this now. And what we found out, I was like, no, you're not going to own any of that. And my queue, or now known as my list, went from, over 300 titles down to like, I think is maybe less than 80 now in the queue. And that's still stuff I'm adding, but that's because everyone else now has their app. You just mentioned Peacock. We got the HBO Max. iTunes is still a thing. So like everyone's now taking advantage of like, we shouldn't let Netflix make all this money. We should be making this money too. Folks are only now understanding like, oh yeah, the rights to these things are only like finite, whereas physical media, again, like as long as it hasn't melted in someone's car, it's there forever.
No, definitely.
But they're hard to find also.
No, they are. And I will say also, like, with the streaming stuff, like you said, like everyone, HBO, Paramount Plus, everyone has a streaming service now. But I will say what I think is going to be going away is like live TV. Like I feel like those channels are going to, everything's going to be streaming now. A lot of the shows are streaming, movies are streaming. What do you think? Do you think TV series and stuff like that, is that going to all go away?
I think terrestrial TV is never going away. Again, just as you mentioned, like the Wi-Fi, you're more likely to have your Wi-Fi freeze than it is for the entire power grid and satellite system to freeze. But I also think that physical media isn't going. We're also, like I said, we're in a time where DVDs are still kicking around. Blu-rays have been apparently around since 2008. Again, I've only been buying them since 2014, and I have like maybe three, maybe four Blu-rays, and 2 of them are bootlegs. We'll get more into that in a minute here. But vinyl is now making a comeback. Okay, no one gave a shit about. No one outside of anyone in hip hop or who ran a turntable gave a shit about vinyl. Okay, but now all of a sudden Netflix, same company that is streaming through your Wi-Fi, has its own catalog of its comedy specials on vinyl. You can get like Dave Chappelle's first 3 comedy specials on vinyl for whatever fucking reason. Are we going to have a resurrection of VHS as well? Is there a medium that's due to come out that maybe the population hasn't heard of yet, like a brand new super Blu-ray or something?
I know, because they have the 4K Blu-rays.
4K Blu-rays.
I don't know if
people are confused about that though. Again, like people already think their Blu-ray is 4K, but it's not. No,
the 4K you could definitely tell the difference, and the sound as well. It's like super crisp. Yeah.
If you're really into your formats, if you're really into your 4K, you need that physical media. But folks with their 4K TV, I got a beautiful 4K TV here, but even if I still had my Xfinity package, I couldn't watch the Warriors in 4K. Or the 4K that they're selling me is actually 4 1080p signals spliced together because the bandwidth is just too heavy for 4K. That was what was explained to me on set in 2019.
Damn. Okay.
So nothing is perfect. Everything apparently is finite. But I don't think Blu-ray is necessarily, or physical media is going away, but no one knows what to do anymore. No one knows what to do.
And I do get it. Sometimes, like me, I have over 5,000 Blu-rays now. So me trying to go look for something, sometimes I'm say, okay, is this streaming somewhere? Let me just go watch this on fucking Hulu or fucking HBO Max. So I totally get it, but how convenient it is to have it, the streaming services. But I don't know. I love my collection.
That's funny to think you still have your physical collection, but like something might be on streaming. That's just just a fraction of a hair more convenient here. Let me compare that to this. My Mama Hayes is a huge Harry Potter fan. We got all the fucking Blu-rays. We got all the DVDs. Okay. And
books, everything. Got the hardcovers.
She's got all the hardcovers, dude. She's got all the hardcovers. And when that shit still shows up with commercials on ABC Family or Freeform or whatever it is, it's on the entire weekend. And I'm just like,
they have marathons.
You have it right here. It's right here. Like, it's without commercials. Just leave it on. It's fun. I like it. I understand.
I understand. Did she get to see the cursed child? the stage play?
No. So we haven't seen The Cursed Child yet. I tried to get her tickets for that before the pandemic, and the bullshit they were running with The Cursed Child is it is 2 separate plays. And that means it's 2 separate set of tickets. Now, I actually had a friend go out and see The Cursed Child, and they've condensed all that bullshit into one 3+ hour performance. But they were trying to be ballsy with that shit, and I got so irritated.
They're trying to get their money.
I appreciate that, but at the same time, fuck you. All right, no. I was doing some cooler shit, Terrell. I was taking my mom to see cinema at the Symphony. So all the way up into the pandemic, we saw Harry Potter's 1 through 3, and then the year of the pandemic, we were supposed to see part 4, but obviously the pandemic killed all that.
Fire. Okay.
Yeah, but that shit was fresh, dude. Like you're at the Symphony. There's a live band performing the entire score while you're watching the movie with subtitles. Like, and the Harry Potter fans are there, dude.
What's your favorite? Do you guys have a favorite? You have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I do not like Harry Potter, but this shit is an easy layup for me. Like, I'll tolerate sitting in the theater watching Fantastic Beasts 3 just to appease my mom. Like,
was that good? I heard hella bad stuff about that movie.
No.
I heard.
It's not bad, but it is also equally confusing because it's like, no one of real significance is dead, but I feel like we're not getting a part 4. I feel like everything's wrapped up here.
Got it.
And then really all this is about a wizard election, and we're bringing Trumpisms back into this? Like, again, the pandemic delayed it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the second one. I saw Fantastic Beasts, the first one. That was okay.
The first one was okay. Yeah. I actually like the Fantastic Beasts series more than Harry Potter, and I think it's just a little more adult. It's just it ain't dark and gritty like Batman, but it's just enough, you know. The second one was their Empire Strikes Back, where it came down to the fact where like Wizards like, so yeah, there's this new group of kids coming out called Nazis. They got some wild and crazy ideas, but I think we should back them up. If we hang out with the Americans, like A, B, and C happens, but like who knows what these Nazi kids are gonna do? Like, it's kind of exciting. And you're like, what? Johnny Depp? I'm sad and confused here. What is going on?
Okay, yeah.
But other than that, it's wildly forgettable. A lot of this stuff, again, this series wasn't for me, but she gets a kick out of it, and there it is. Where's a good place to buy your Blu-rays these days? Do you go to Amoeba, or do you just do everything online? Amazon?
Good question. So that's one thing that is dwindling is the physical media at the stores. So wow, a few years ago you can run into Best Buy, Target, and they'll have aisles and aisles of movies. Now if you go, they just have like an end cap. Best Buy went down to one little section, and when you go in there, even on new release days, which are Tuesdays, you can't find anything. So I'm like, I have to like bug the employees, like, hey, this came out today. Is there any way you can get this from the back? And they look at me like I'm crazy. You know, customer service is dead nowadays. And I'm just like, always somebody that just doesn't, they look like they don't want to be bothered. And I hate bugging people. When I go into stores, I don't want to talk to you. I want to go in and get my shit and leave. But yeah, so I got to the point where I'm not even going to go to these stores. So I do order a lot of them now. Okay. Or I'll order for store pickup. So I got to like be there asking and bugging people to go look for something. So half the time you can't find anybody to even help you. So yeah, I order for store pickup for Best Buy mostly, but if there's like an exclusive or whatnot, because those go out pretty quickly. If you go into the store, those things sell out within seconds. But yeah, I mostly go Amazon, BestBuy.com, yeah, stuff like that. So online, or Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, they have cool exclusives, things like that. Best Buy, you got to be careful because sometimes if you order stuff from them, they'll send it without the slipcover, which for me, I hate, or they'll come damaged, or they don't come at all. That happened a few times. Yeah, they'll get lost. Yeah,
that is the problem with delivery, though. There's always the potential risk of damage, and I mean, I know as a collector, you want the entire box to be perfect, but sometimes like the disc itself is just shattered or scratched. You're like,
oh, yep,
how the fuck did you do that? But
loose discs, yep.
Oh, yeah, right. I had a chance to watch a couple episodes before we got recording tonight, and you've mentioned it also several times tonight. But it's definitely it's definitely a gimmick. And while I like gimmicks, I don't understand what these gimmicks are, what makes them that more special. It feels actually like a waste of resources and materials. But like, yeah, you mentioned slip covers, you mentioned steel books. What's so important about them that just you can't just have with your random just cellophane cover here?
For me, I like steelbooks are cool because they're like collectible, like especially if it's like a movie that you're into, like your mom likes Harry Potter. There's a Harry Potter 4K steelbook collection. It comes in this cool like tin case with all the Harry Potter characters around it. Each steelbook has different art per each movie. I don't know. I think that's awesome. Or like me, like the Scream series, like Scream just came out with a steelbook that went crazy, sold out in minutes, and you can find it on eBay for hundreds of dollars. So it's like, I don't know, it's like for collectible purposes, and I don't know, it's cool to look at. A lot of them I do, which sucks. A lot of my movies, like if I like a film, like let's just say Scream, for example, I got the regular slipcover edition and the steelbook because I probably will never open the steelbook because I have it just for, its collectible purpose. And I think a lot of collectors do that. Some open it, but I'd be afraid it'll get scratched or like damaged, or I don't know. I like to keep its originality, but I do have the regular one so that way I can like watch it.
You and I were originally supposed to talk back in October, and in September, what made the whole thing real convenient until we had to reschedule is like I went to the Criterion's website and they had their big 50% off sale. So like I'm holding my hand here a copy of Deep Cover. What would be different about this if it was just on Steelbook? And I don't know if there's a Steelbook Deep Cover, but like what would be different is the question.
Yeah, so nothing per se for the movie, but I think for the collection, it looks nicer in your collection and on your shelf when it's a steelbook. For me, I don't know. That's a good question. Like, what is different about that makes the movie's the same? The movie's gonna have the same impact on you. You're gonna own it. It has everything the same. I think it's just about the packaging and the collectors like me who like to have, cool editions. There's people on Instagram that get every freaking edition of every freaking movie when it comes out, and I wish I had that kind of money. But
right.
I do.
Where are people getting all this money from?
I know. I don't know if they still got the stimulus checks or something. I don't know. But I will say, having a steelbook or a collector's edition, especially something that sells out, I think it feels good to own. I think that's where it comes down to, because since everyone just likes those cooler editions or exclusive editions, they're not going to have all year long or for years on end. They're going to keep selling that regular edition like in your hand. You'll have that forever. Like you won't miss out on anything because it's just, like everything else. But then since these are exclusive to like Best Buy or Target or whatever, retailer, they're limited. So I think that's what the difference is a limited edition versus something you can get all the time.
I ended up spending about $100 at the Criterion during the sale, and I got this and I got 3 other things. And the one thing I was disappointed that was consistent with all 4 of my orders was no director's commentary. Are we losing that as a gimmick? Because we don't necessarily need a director's commentary for, the insert generic movie here, but like I would like a director's commentary for Deep Cover. I would like the director's commentary for what's this fucking movie here?
And that doesn't
Dazed
have
and Confused.
that.
Ghost Dog.
See,
I would like to know about Ghost Dog. War of the Worlds. That guy's probably dead, but I bet they recorded something with him before that.
No, I get it. That has fell off. Like a lot of recent movies, they don't have a lot of like director's commentary on there. And I'm with you. I think that's kind of cool to hear about when they were filming these certain things or what they thought about each scene. I don't know. That is something that's gone away. Now they mostly have like the behind the scenes or the featurettes, the making of, or they'll have like an art gallery lately. Like or some new releases don't have bonus features at all.
I'm seeing that a lot too. And I was like, was that just because of Redbox? Like Redbox, you would only get the movie on the disc. I was like, well,
yeah, that was weird. Yeah, you get like a DVD or the Blu-ray with just the movie, but then they sell it with, well, I don't know. That was kind of weird.
I can tell you when the advent of the DVD came out, it was all about the director's commentary and it was all those classics. So you would hear Paul Verhoeven talk about what it was like to make RoboCop, and you would hear, Francis Ford Coppola and so. Spielberg never did a director's commentary, but regardless, like you would watch that classic movie and then they would tell you a story like we went through hell to make this, and it rained on this day. But then the president saw it, and he invited me over, and I just talked to him about making the movie for 8 hours, and like we got fan mail and blah blah. Like you hear all these classic stories, but also at the same time, you have the director's commentary for Fear.com, and you're like,
Yeah,
he
I
literally had
remember that.
just made that he would literally have just recorded his commentary like the day before the movie would be released in theaters, but just in time for the DVD release. And you're like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. It's like, yeah, so I got to drive by the sneak preview today, and there was a line, so I was happy about that. I hope this is a good movie. I don't know what to tell you. You know, so and so in makeup and art, they're really nice people. The actor X did this gimmick, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. I can see why he's a cool guy. Like he had no stories, and I mean, it's not a good example of a movie to give, but Fear.com popped into my head.
Yeah, I haven't seen that since I think it came out. I think I had Fear.com on VHS actually.
Wow.
Yeah, throwback.
Fear.com has always been one of those weird things where I don't remember much about it, but I do remember that the climax ended where Steven Dorff had to type in Fear.com and then .com, because that was the entire URL. He's dealing with like a stabbed wound, and there's all sorts of weird like paranormal shit happening around him at the same time.
Did he die at the end? I can't remember.
I think he died at the end too. But it was
I'm trying to remember. Spoiler, sorry guys.
Spoiler alert for Fear.com. Jesus
yeah.
Christ. What is the crown jewel of your 5,000 unit collection? It doesn't even have to be your favorite movie, like this. It took me forever to get this, or they don't make any more of these, or like only 5 were made. Like, what is your crown jewel? Knee-jerk reaction.
Good question. Let's see. I don't know. I have hella steelbooks that were kind of hard to get. Two.
One with the best story.
The best story. Oh, you put me on the spot. I know there was a few times I will say, like, the Marvel, you watch some Marvel films, right?
Sure.
Those go crazy. This is like a few years ago, back when everyone would be lined up outside, because I used to have to, before I started ordering stuff, I used to go to the actual store and wait until they opened, and go in and just grab the Blu-ray right when the store opens. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, that one hit Blu-ray, and Best Buy had an exclusive steelbook for that. This one just popped in my head when you said best story. I remember it was me and like 5 other dudes in line. I was first because I got there early. There used to be like a little Burger King next to there, so I got up early, went to have my breakfast, and I went to go get in line. And I got in line, and there was this right when they opened the door. The guys knew me because I used to be there every Tuesday at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when they open. And they had the big display. You see Star-Lord and all the Guardians in this cool display, and it has their steelbooks and all the other exclusive different versions of the film. And you go in, they literally had like 3 copies. I grabbed one. I like to check them to see, like, sometimes just dings, sometimes, like you said earlier, there's loose discs. So I grabbed mine, and then I feel this guy bump against me and another guy coming from the other way, and they snatched the other 2, and 2 dudes almost fought. They got in each other's faces over Guardians of the Galaxy. I was shocked. So I took my ass to the line and paid for mine and got the hell up out of there before I got jumped. So that one, I would say, was a story, because that was insane, over Guardians of the Galaxy. And that one, you can still look that up. That one still hasn't been re-released. I think now there's a 4K steelbook of it, but that original one, that one was super rare. That, and also Russell and I might know about this one. This one is, which is why Best Buy, they're hit and miss. But I don't know if you know the Mad Max Fury Road, I think is what it's called, the newest Mad Max movie. Yeah, that one came out with a cool Best Buy exclusive, and me, Oksana and Russell were just, browsing Best Buy. They have these cool little cards to pre-order it. So we pre-ordered the Blu-ray and everything. We're all excited. We got our steelbooks. It came out like in a month or 2 later. When it came out, they didn't get enough copies. So they're like, oh, well, you can have this regular version. You know how mad I was? I was pissed. You guys about this. I bet you could chime in. I was really upset. And I will say, I do have it now. I own the steelbook now, and I don't know if someone on Instagram found it for me or gifted it to me. I know I got it like a long time later, but I finally do own that steelbook. But I remember during that time I was so pissed. I didn't want it. I just got my refund, so I didn't own that movie for a little bit because I was pissed. I pre-ordered in Wrestle. we pre-order like a month or two in advance, and then we get there and it's not there. But I do own it now, so that's another one that I was like super proud about because that never came out again either. Yeah, but my prized possession of my Blu-rays, I don't know. That's a good question. I have to think about that. But those are two good stories. Those are two that like you think, you know, you would never think that that would happen. Like, these two grown ass men, they're definitely older than me, fighting over Guardians of the Galaxy. It was nuts.
That's 4 much. That's even 5 much, dude. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a DVD, but like, how many? I understand Steelbook is an exclusive thing, or it's a brand specific thing, but like, how many number of units do they make? 1,000, 5,000?
I don't know. Each one is different. Like, sometimes, like Disney and Marvels, they should be making a lot more than what they do, but they seem like they don't, or they just sell so quick. But I don't know, because they have like some random steelbooks for random things or re-releases. Like Top Gun, I think, is getting one because the new movie's dropping.
Sure.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I just like you know, Scream Factory, they release like cool like art, like the kind of like pop art steelbooks for certain films, like The Howling, Summer Party Massacre, and those were like 1,000 units that they made. Like Vinegar Syndrome, they do cool exclusive with those like with these thick slip covers. They're really nice, and those are like limited to like 1,000 or so, sometimes 3,000. So once those sell out, you're not going to get those again. So yeah.
What do you think the best Blu-ray you have is? And maybe this is your favorite film. Like, what is the one like this has so much extra bonus goodness on it? You know, like, is it the Godfather trilogy, the Back to the Future trilogy?
I do have that. And the Jurassic Park one. I have all those together. They come like I have the steelbooks for those as well. But yeah, like my favorite Blu-ray. Damn, you're getting me today. I don't know. I have so many because I watch Scream a lot. Like, I've seen that movie hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and I was super excited to hit Blu-ray. And they got a 4K upgrade this past year, and I own that, and I've watched that a few times. The Nightmare on Elm Street box set, I will say that's the big one because I rewatched those a lot. I remember when that first dropped, it was only in the UK. They were only in the UK where they had like the whole series on Blu-ray and the upscale, you know, copies at the time. And I was like, dang, that's like, will these play? And I actually ordered it. I didn't even know if it was region free or not, and they actually worked. So that's a set that I rebought it though. I do have the US edition too. But yeah, that's a good one. But movies I watch that I like a lot, like actual films. Oh, another one I do like in my set is the Halloween box set that Scream Factory put out. That was another one that was super expensive when they first dropped, and it was super rare. And you could check that on eBay. Super expensive to get, but that has all 10 of the films and this cool little box with each film inside with hella bonus features, new interviews, new at the time upscaled copies of the films, as well as Part 6 had the producer's cut as well, which is like gives you a whole different vibe of that film. Like, I think I like that one better than the one that was released theatrically.
Part 6, is that H2O?
No, that one's the one with the death curse. It's
with Paul Rudd.
The curse of there you go. The Ant-Man. Curse of Michael Myers. Yep.
Okay. I have not seen that one, but I obviously know of it. Right.
Yeah, that one's good. When I was a kid, that one scared the hell out of me. It's pretty dark. But the producers cut, they flip some scenes around and they add scenes, and it's a whole different experience.
Friend, I think we got enough here. So, anything you want to plug? We are already plugged Bluray Tuesday with Terrell. It's on the Overlook Theatre on YouTube's channel. And anything else you want to plug?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely check out Bluray Tuesday with Terrell. It's been fun doing that. I started off super nervous, and now I'm just having fun with it. So yeah, check it out. Like and subscribe, comment. I like reading the comments, like messaging back to people. It's been fun. And this week and next week, coming up, there's a lot of editions that are coming out, a lot of different Blu-rays of all different genres. There's horror, there's some great stuff coming. So stay tuned.
You actually have a really good talent about being able to just talk to the camera by yourself. I don't have that. Like, I need someone to talk to. I need something to bounce something off of. And that's why we do what we do with the Microdose here. But you're really good about that. We're gonna have to get more into that on your next appearance here.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, right now I'm just chilling. I'm getting over this cold. I was like, oh, the camera thing. I think I could do it, but I don't have my settings on, so you can cut this part out.
Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. Folks, you're already listening to the Microdose, but I do a thing with friend of the family, Mike Fish. It's called the Waffle Box Podcast. It's the best part of Wednesdays, and we talk about everything and nothing all at the same time. Otherwise, get ready for Sweet Science Cinema's return, season 2. We're going to add squared circle cinema to the entire equation. That's right. You're not just getting 6 episodes of boxing movies. You're getting 6 episodes of wrestling movies. That's coming out July 5th. First movie is going to be Creed 2. You're going to love it. We're going to have a great time. Me and Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jameel Hemphill, we're breaking it down for you. Otherwise, for Terrell Trotty, I've been Kush Hayes. You've been you.
Microdose, 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 yeah, microdose.
From the BosNet family.
Who knows what these Nazi kids are going to do? Like, it's kind of exciting.